I let me see. Last week I hadn't started um fucking Fire Emblem yet. I don't believe.
You
Had
had
I? Did I?
You're 3 chapters in.
I was I talking about it last week?
You were talking about it last week.
I know I talked about it, but I don't remember if I started playing it. Did I?
I think so, because you were talking about you had joined a house. You
Oh,
joined.
okay, yeah. So I didn't really start playing it. I'd basically fired the game up. Now
Yeah.
I am like, my file is like over 30 hours, but I leave the game on a lot. So I would say I've legitimately played like around 20, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I feel like I've never played a game that simultaneously has so many things that I think are like good and cool as so many things that I think completely suck.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
this game is like impressively shit sometimes. Like, yo, the cutscenes are amazingly lazy.
Cutscenes are so good.
The cutscenes are literally like, you can tell that like there's times where you can see that like the character's feet like aren't even actually like on the floor, because it clearly is just they took a bunch of character models and like slapped them onto an empty blank nothingness and then just throw a blurry background behind it. And the
That's
backgrounds
the best.
look so awful. They're so compressed
Backgrounds are
and
great.
nasty.
Backgrounds kick
I just saw one like last
ass.
night where you go to this place and it's like the first time I think where the game like the the focus is where you are. So it pops your character up like it's behind them, and then the rest of the screen is just like the background, and it is just the nastiest, ugliest, blurriest, shittiest looking like it's disgusting. um there was another really funny one where like all the characters are running
Mhm.
and they just leave the screen black for the entire duration of that. And then when they make the screen come in, all the characters are just standing still talking about running. Like it's so lazy, it's impressive. Like wow, they were not willing to do anything in this game. Like they would not animate anything beyond the bare minimum. Like,
Do you want to know the actual reason for a lot of the game's technical problems?
sure.
Because it's built on the Warriors engine. Because Intelligent Systems outsourced it to Koei Tecmo, and for some
What?
reason they Koei Tecmo developed Wii U. They developed Hyrule Warriors for the Wii
Wait,
U. They built
what?
Fire Emblem Warriors off of that, and they built Fire Emblem. And when Intelligent Systems hit them up to say, "Hey, make 3 houses for us," they built 3 houses off of Fire Emblem Warriors, the Muso game. So
Oh,
they put this whole Fire Emblem game into the Muso engine, which already runs like shit on the Nintendo Switch, as
yeah.
every other Muso will tell you.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say there's times where I'm just running around like the monastery and there's nothing happening and like it dips, like the frame rate dips. And I'm like, why? What happened? Like
Yeah,
it
that's
wow.
Muso.
Yeah, no, that man, that adds up. That really
That's
that
the Muso engine,
yeah, no, it's a nastily made game. It's it is a disgustingly
baby.
made game. Um it is just bafflingly lazy so often. Um and like I feel like I have so many things I can complain about it, but then like overall I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. But
Yeah,
I feel like mostly I probably have complaints about it, but then I play it and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. Like whatever. Like I'm like got like most of the people I want like on my team now or whatever. Like at this point I do feel like the pre-time skip stuff is like dragging on too long. I'm just because it might just be me because I know it's coming, and so like I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, can we get to like where the fuck we're going already? But like, I think that's probably my fault for just knowing where I'm going vaguely, and so I'm expecting it and waiting for it. And I'm like,
I
maybe
mean,
if I wasn't, it wouldn't bother me so much.
they did make the time skip the focus of like the big E3 trailer right before the game launch.
Did they? I don't remember anything about like the all
You're
that
supposed to
shit.
know it's because I streamed it and I remember my bit was I like literally went to bed when the Fire Emblem trailer started and then I saw they did the time skip after.
That's funny. Um,
And now Edelgard's fucking one of my favorite characters in the game. Haha, look at me.
she's there. I have no strong feelings about her.
Telling you to play the Crimson Flower route after you beat the Verdant Wind route, which is the one you're on.
She she clearly got some secrets. Um, I saw her. I this new girl showed up, Monica, and she's over there talking to Monica, and I'm like, I'll kill both of you. What is this? don't talk like this while I'm not in the room. Yeah, I don't know. I want to get through it. I'd like to be through it. I started playing the DLC. I don't particularly care about any of the DLC people. I'm glad that I unlocked the classes because I wanted Trickster class and shit.
Yeah.
And I think they have cool, like I think Yuri has like it's not even like it was just the Trickster class. I was like, oh, it's got cool abilities. I like the foul play thing where you can switch squares with another like person on your team.
Did
That's
you beat the DLC?
No, I didn't beat it.
If you beat the DLC, you get to just take them into the main game.
Oh, I already I have Constance already.
Mm.
Cuz yeah, they're there in my main game. I forget what chapter cuz I think it's like every
Yeah.
like other chapter or something like that you unlock another one of them that where you can just go and ask them to join you. Because I don't
Yeah.
even really care about Constance. I just saw her and I saw that I could ask her, and I was just curious, like if it would just recruit her right away or if I'd have to like do something. And she just joins you right away.
Yeah.
Um,
He's down.
which is fine, I guess. Yeah, I don't really care about Constance, but I took her. I'll just fucking put anybody on my team at this point because I'm like, oh, I don't even have to use them. They could just be there.
They can hang out.
Because I pretty much got like all the people I want. I got Petra yesterday, I
Nice.
think, or the day before. I don't remember, but I did just get Petra. She was kind of like the last one where I was like, oh, that's my person I want. Other than that, I'm just kind of like whatever. Whoever I get at this point is fine. Um, I ended up with Mercedes on accident. Um,
Oh, nice.
I don't even know
That's
what
good.
I don't even know what she wanted or like how I was supposed to get her. I had never asked her to recruit her before, and then I did on accident. And when I
I
hit,
think I think she's into white magic.
oh, that's funny. I'm not even good at that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
There might be a few more that you can get than you realize.
Probably, maybe, yeah. I don't know. Either way, I accidentally asked her to join me, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'll join you." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even mean to ask." But all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've actually been meaning to just ask some more people randomly just to see what they say because I feel like there's probably other people where I could just ask them to join me and they will.
Yeah, there probably are.
Um, yeah, it's
You got a lot of support conversations going on?
not I mean, I've got them going on. I don't know about a lot, but they're
Mm.
going on. Um, I was just kind of focusing on the people who I wanted like for my support, like or just people I wanted to join me. And so now I kind of got all those. Yeah, I don't know. Now it just doesn't matter. I guess I can kind of just talk to whoever I want like higher support with in general rather than just like I need your support up so that you'll join me. Like now they joined me, so I can
Yeah.
kind of like work on other stuff. Um, do you know if eventually more people can have what are they, adjutants?
Um, I'm not sure actually.
Because I know that right now one person can have one, and that's cool and all. But I was just curious if like eventually I can pair up more people because I'm just like I have a lot of people on my roster, and that is a nice way to just
Oh,
kind of like throw them out there or whatever. Because like right now I just have like I like Catherine run around with my main character most of the time because I never had any. I didn't even care about recruiting Catherine. I just had another character I just accidentally asked, and she just automatically joined me, and I was like, oh, all right, whatever. Um, and then I liked that she said that I was good looking and strong, and that she's also good looking and strong, and that we should be friends. And I was just like, I like that energy. So when I got adjutants and everybody else on my team was kind of like, oh, they've got a use or like I don't want them. I was like, yeah, I'll fucking have my strong, good looking friend with a sword just stand around with me while I do stuff, which is really
which
what
one
she
is it?
does. Catherine.
Catherine. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. I my main character is like hilariously overpowered. Um, most missions because my main character can also move way further than anyone else on my team. Not even no mount, just on foot, just can move way further than anyone else can. Um,
Damn.
and then just tends to get crits all the time and is just
Oh hell yeah.
overall very strong. And so most missions I just send out my main character by themselves straight into the middle of where all the enemies are. I want to see as many lines pointing to her as possible because all of them will die. like like she will counter and they will die. It's just what happens. Um
Yeah. Byleth is
so
a machine. Byleth is
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, very strong. So that's been pretty funny for me is my tank main character who I literally just try to collect as much aggro as possible. I just throw him out there and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll kill this guy. And then hopefully these other 4 guys all attack me on their next turn. And they do. And then like she'll usually like not even lose health. Like nothing will happen. Just she'll dodge it and then she'll get a crit and that'll be it. She'll do that 3 times in a row and that'll be all that happens. And that's the
Yeah.
enemy phase.
Byleth will do anything.
So that's cool. I don't care about her as the main character. I actually kind of actively don't like her. I think her haircut completely sucks. I think most of her outfits suck. I hate the way that her character art is looking at me. Everyone else is like looking. It's like a port. You know what I'm saying? Like the pro, like they're kind of facing it, and then like that one, she's just looking dead on straight at the screen. Stop looking at me.
She's the main character.
I understand. Stop looking at me. Um I think it's funny that like they make your character not like have dialogue,
Yeah.
but your character's also voice acted and says things in battle.
Yeah.
Like that's
Only time they talk.
so bizarre to me. Like normally the whole thing is like, oh, you don't want them to talk because it's supposed to be like, oh, you fill in like how they talk, what they say, like you kind of decide these things. Like they don't have a voice, and it's like, no, they do. They just don't use it at any time where they need to.
Yeah.
Like, and then in battles, they're just like a normal person, just like, yeah, I can talk.
Yeah, Byleth is the weird one of the fucking Avatar characters just because they aren't even really an avatar. They have like a defined personality already.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get that. And I don't
I do like Byleth as a character, but also I know everything about the game.
Yeah, I don't my honestly my main problem with Byleth is just awful haircut, which is honestly my problem with like half the characters in the game is just, oh, I hate this haircut. Like you pretty much start with the haircut and then from there we figure it out.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I I'm trying to think about like other. There's been multiple conversations where I come out the other side of it and I'm just like, that conversation I think was supposed to like endear me to these characters, and I just come out on the other side hating both of them.
Oh shit!
Like that happens to me a lot, where they're just they have support conversations that are just so stupid, and I'm just there was this one conversation the other day, and I was just blown away by it. It's not even a support conversation, I don't think. So maybe it was in the DLC too, because it was me talking to Cloud, and Cloudy was like, "Hey, Professor, you've got some secrets," which these things annoy the fuck out of me too. How often people do this thing where they're like, "You've got some secrets and you're not telling," and my character's always just like, "Yeah, I don't know," because my character is me and I don't know, and everybody just goes, "Yeah, you're just being like, you're being secretive about it," and it's just like, why doesn't anybody ever ask a follow-up question like, "Oh, really? You don't know?" Or like, just no one ever believes my character that I don't know, so everybody always talks to me like, yeah, you know what's up, you know what's going on, and I'm just like, what? Why does everybody keep talking to me like this? I don't fucking know.
They're projecting.
But yeah, he's asking me like about my secrets or whatever, and then my character tries to ask him like, "Hey, what do you got going on? You're secretive too, guy." And then fucking Edgeworth comes over. And Edgeworth is like, "Hey, guys, you guys are talking about your secrets? Cloud, I want to know your secrets too." And then Cloud's like, "Oh, good. Edgeguard, you're here? I wanted to fucking know your secrets. Perfect." And then they're like like somehow it turns into like they all decide that Cloud will say his secrets. And he's like, he doesn't tell them anything. He just goes like, "Yeah, I'm working on some stuff for me, and I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but if you guys are going to be on my side, then you can help me get my shit figured out, and then I'll tell you what's going on with me." And then everybody like agrees, and then the conversation ends. And I was just like, what happened to my thing? What happened to Edgeguard's thing? Why did she come over? Cloud didn't tell us anything. Like, and I feel like they keep doing this where people try to talk to somebody about something and the person just won't say anything. They just talk around it like, "Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that." And then won't. And I'm just annoyed. I'm just like, please somebody just say something that means anything. Like,
not for a while.
Anybody say anything, please? Yeah, that's that conversation, the whole, like, at least half of it, I was just sitting here with like my mouth just like jaw dropped, just like, what? Like, what are they talking about? There's just a lot of conversations where like half of the conversation I'm just sitting here like, wait, what? Why? And then like the conversation just ends and like that's all I get.
No one trusts each other. It's sad.
I hate almost every conversation that fucking Ignorance has.
Ignots?
Yeah, all of his support conversations, they come up and I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. Like, I hate all of the conversations. Like, they're all so stupid. There was one, he's talking to Ralphie. And he's like,
"Oh, they're best friends."
Yeah, he's talking to Ralphie. And he's avoiding him. And Ralphie comes over and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Why are you avoiding me?" He's like, "Oh, I'm not avoiding you." He goes, "Yeah, you are." And he's like, "What's up? We're best friends. Like, you used to like hang out with my sister, all this shit. Like, yeah, what's going on? Talk to me, buddy." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I just thought maybe you'd be mad at me about your parents dying." He's just like, "What the fuck do you mean I'd be mad at you about my parents dying? That doesn't even make sense. You don't have anything to do with my parents dying." And he goes, "Well, yeah, your parents died because my parents were supposed to take a delivery that day and they couldn't go. So they asked your parents to go and then your parents went and then they died that day." And Ralphie's just kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, I mean, whatever. What's that got to do with us? All right, yeah, cool. Talk to you later, buddy." And then Ignorance is like, "There's no way no one could be this forgiving. He didn't mean that." And I was just like, That's what do you mean?
Everyone in this game has too much trauma to like trust people.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because I'm just like, just have it, just continue the conversation. 2 more sentences. Somebody please. And I also understand that it's like support level conversation, so I'm supposed to have only the beginning of it, but I don't care. I hate it. Every time he talks to anybody, I'm like, this conversation begins infuriatingly. The whole middle is mystifying, and then it ends on the worst note.
That's because it's like a C or B rank. It's cool in the A rank.
I know. I don't care. I hate every time he's gonna talk to anybody, I groan. I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear him talk to anybody.
I think there was one of his supports I ended up liking. I think it was with Marianne.
I was gonna say when the one popped up for Marianne and him, my eyes rolled into the back of my fucking head. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see them talk to each other. Like, what the fuck? I don't remember how it went. I don't remember if I was actually annoyed by it, but I know that when I saw that she was gonna have her conversation with him, I was like, oh my god, no. Like, I don't want to see them talk to each other. But yeah. It was probably fine because I don't remember anything about their conversation, so I don't think it annoyed me that bad.
It's one of my favorite ones that Ignatz has, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was like at all, so it must have been fine because I feel like I remember a lot of the really dumb conversations in the game. If you say something too stupid, like I can't forget it. Like I just it'll destroy me. Yeah, it's a funny talking game.
No, you got any idea who you're pairing up yet?
Not really. I was thinking I'm probably gonna marry Felix just because he has nice hair and he likes to fight and he's just a dude or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Because I mean, if I was really just picking my favorite dude, I'd pick like Ralphie. Ralphie's like my favorite guy in the game, but I don't feel like I deserve Ralphie. I can't tie Ralphie down, so I'm not gonna do that to him. I was thinking
free spirit.
I was thinking about pairing up with like fucking Lenny or something. I was like, oh, him and Lenny'd probably get along. They'd probably just go be on a farm or something stupid. I don't know.
Oh, I just remembered. Oh my, yeah, you have to pair up Felix and Leone, please, 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 please.
Felix and Lenny?
Yeah, please pair them up, please. I'm begging you.
I'll see what I can do.
I am. Oh yeah. Oh, you're not with Dimitri. Oh yeah, please. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees right now.
I'll have to see what I can do. I was considering marrying Dorothea.
Oh, she's great.
Because I can. I have no strong feelings about her. I just know that I can. And I was like, that'd be fun, I guess.
Yeah, she's great. She's one of my favorites.
So yeah, maybe I'll marry her instead, and then that'll open up Felix. And I wasn't dedicated to Lenny and Ralphie. I happened to have them stand by each other a lot because they were two good characters. So they would go do the important thing. I don't. Yeah, I thought about. I don't know what I'm gonna do with anybody. Honestly, I haven't given much thought to like other people's matchups. I barely even really gave thought to mine. I still don't even really try that hard with like getting their support up in battle or anything. I tend to just kind of put people where they need to go. I do try harder to put them next to each other, but I don't even often pay attention to who's next to who. I just kind of, if you can go there, go there.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
My knees hurt from that joke.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything else to really say about Fire Emblem. I complained about the dumb things I didn't like or whatever. I do feel like when I played Awakening, it was so much. Like I feel like it was just battles all the time. Like I could just fucking battle in that game. Like there was a million battles. You could just battle fucking forever. Like there were so many. And then in this game, I feel like I have to spend like 10 hours just like talking to 1,000 anime characters, and then I get to battle for like 5 turns because my main character is so overpowered that generally my battles end within like 5 or 6 turns. And that's with like I collect all the items up off of maps and shit. Like I'm not even like rushing through these things. It's just I feel very overpowered. Really just my main character, but like even now, like the rest of my team doesn't feel overpowered, but they definitely feel like they're like perfectly capable, and which is weird because it's like I would think that due to their like you'd think they'd be neglected with how strong my main character is and how much work the main character does, but like I've got like 2 other characters at least that could probably also just go out and do whatever by themselves on the battlefield and be fine. Like, and so when it's like I got one tank character out there just clearing out like half of the field, and then the other half is just a giant army of all of my dudes, like it just kind of goes.
Yeah. Sometimes you have a best unit in Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah, no, main character is definitely the best unit. I'm gonna make them a what the fuck is the class called? It uses like sword and reason. I think it's like a mortal savant or something like that.
Ooh, nice.
It seemed like a cool class. I was already interested in like teaching them like reason skills or whatever, and then they're already just very good at sword. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I would like to just keep leveling up sword, and then teach them some magic, and that'll be my master class, because right now they're an assassin, and I considered making them trickster, but I actually think I'm gonna give Felix trickster.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna do that anymore. I want to make Bernie. I want her to be like a dark knight or whatever. I want her to. I'm teaching her magic, and then I want to put her on a horse. Who else am I doing stuff with? Ralphie is not allowed to use weapons. He has literally come and asked me multiple times, begging me to let him use weapons or wear armor or do something, and I absolutely refuse. He is a grappler now. Which is fun, and yep, I don't know where else I'll go with that, because I'm like, no, you're not. The only thing I've considered is I'm like, maybe I'll give him a little faith and he can become a war monk, and that's the best I can do.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, who else is on my team? I picked up Mercedes on accident, but I actually replaced my main magic girl, Elizabethia or whatever.
Yeah,
Elizabethia.
She's great.
I like her. I did not like her, but I learned about like Mercedes' thing where when she heals you, she heals herself. And I was like, oh, that's way too, because like Elizabeth's thing is like she gains more experience or something like that. And I was like, that's cool, but it's not nearly as useful as heals herself the same amount she heals the person she's healing.
Yeah, you should make Lysithea an offensive unit.
Well, my plan is for Mercedes to do both. She has she does the healing, and I'm also gonna have her do the offensive magic, because I already have multiple other offensive magic users, because I'm planning on making Bernie an offensive magic user, and then also my character will have offensive magic, and my character basically counts as like 3 or 4 characters. So I'm basically gonna have a whole platoon of magic users on my team.
Hell yeah.
And then I got Hilda kicking around. I'm giving Hilda's all in on axes. But I think I'm actually going to make her a Wyvern Lord. I'm interested in her being a flyer. I think that'd be pretty neat. I think I'm also going to throw Cloudy on a flyer, because I liked him like that in the DLC. In the DLC, he just already is like on a Wyvern or whatever, and he's got his bow and shit. And I liked him like that. It kind of made me want to do that with him, so I think I'm going to do that.
Nice.
Who else is on the team?
You got Marianne.
No, I removed Marianne.
Oh no.
From the rotation, like the battle team. Marianne got kicked out even before I got Mercedes because Elizabeth was already like fulfilling her role basically, and Marianne was just kind of taking up a whole extra spot. And then once I got Mercedes, that was a lock. I was like, oh, I don't need Marianne anymore. And like because I like Marianne too. I think it's fun how exhausted she looks all the time, and how afraid she is of God. Like I think that shit's funny and all, but I couldn't fucking like I don't know. She just the slots weren't working out. They weren't in her favor. There's just only 10 spots. There's only 10. I would put her as I'd put her as an adjutant for somebody if I could. Like if there was the spot, I would do it. Oh, I have Shamir too. Shamir is actually on my team.
Nice.
I use Shamir because Shamir is cool and she's very strong. So I think that's pretty much everybody on my team. Lenny's there too. I let Lenny just do what she wanted to do. She wanted to ride a horse and use lances so that she could be like my dad or whatever. I was like, fucking go for it, shorty. Like it's your birthday. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
So I just kind of let her do that, which for the most part I don't let anyone do what they want to do. I usually tell them all no and that they have to do what I decide they're doing. Which half the time isn't even like that far off from what they're already doing. But yeah, I know like Bernie keeps telling me like I don't want to do magic, and I'm like, no, you shut the fuck up and you do the magic.
Yeah. Oh, Fire Emblem. There's a lot I could say about this.
Yeah, I have nothing else to really. I feel like I've already said 3 times I have nothing else to say about Fire Emblem, but I also have nothing else particularly to talk about, so I just keep drifting back to Fire Emblem.
I'm just excited for you to get to more of the story. And
Me
see
too.
What you think of that.
I really want to know what's going on, like with the time skip and everything. I'd like to see what's up.
Yeah.